Hello and welcome to Stand Up and Model Railway. Mark here with you again. Today's video is all about some alterations I've made or going to make to the layout. And it's mainly concerning replacing the board what the river was on. I wasn't quite happy, as you know, with how the river's turned out, and I'm not happy where the position of the turntable is. It's just not looking right, so I've decided to move it. So also it covers it's the construction of the extension to board number 2, so that's the board what's being the gap behind me there. Obviously I've taken that to do it. Obviously this is not a perfect how-to tutorial because I'm not a carpenter or anything, it's just to show you how I've constructed and made the alterations. So without further ado, I'll show you the video. Okay everyone, so as you can see, I'm actually standing in front of the layout. Give you a general view. So yes, more plans yet again to change the layout. I know I've not long done obviously this board and the turntable and river etc, but to be honest I'm not really happy with the turntable where it is there. So my plan is to move it and rebuild. I'll make another board for this again. Basically I will move the turntable from over here to over to on this board, so the hillside will go. I know it's going to take a bit of landscaping away, but I will landscape a bit around it, but yeah, the hillside will go, so the turntable will go over this side, and what you'll have, I'm going to extend this whole board here as well, so this will be extended by about 10 centimeters. So the point roughly where it is there, that will end up moving back, because obviously I shall move this board and the other board back, and then you'll have another point here or a new point there, and straight ahead will go off to the turntable, and then obviously when you come off of it, the point will then coming off will be the main line, which will obviously then go around here, past where the turntable will be, and back to there. So the track pattern here will all be the same, so obviously it'll just be realigned and adjusted, so the track pattern will be the same, but it will be readjusted. So this is moving over here, this bit from about here will probably come in about over here then, and then join into the point there. Obviously that bit of track there is a bit of track I've like to go off the turntable, because I was preparing originally to put a road in there, but obviously that's not going to happen, so that's not pinned down or anything, so that can come off easily, and just lift that off. Yeah, and the river itself, instead of being there, we still have the river, but instead of being there, it'll probably go sort of roughly across like that. So that should make this a more scenic board and give more of a scenic break between the two stations and the fiddle yard, and all in all it should look better hopefully, and hopefully I will be able to do a better job of the river, i.e. more like the river pour with the resin. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, it's pretty good, but yeah, I want to get a re-pour of resin so it's all clear. So yeah, so that's the plan. So we'll get on to the next stage now, which is obviously starting to build the new board for here, and this board here will be roughly chopped across here, and the extension will be put on it, and this then will be cut as one piece, so you won't have to join there either, it'll just be a one piece. But I'll try and explain a bit more later on that. Okay, so this is just to show you the timber I'm using. You're not going to get a very good view because it's piled up at the moment on the landing, because it's easy place to store it while I'm cutting it and then constructing the replacement board and the extension to the board number 2. So this is all timber from my local, or one of my local timber merchants, because I got a choice of 2, both within the same sort of travelling distance from here. So again, this is quality timber. I'm using 9mm ply wood, that's hardwood plywood for the tops. I can't show you because it's not here, it's somewhere else. I've stored that somewhere else for now, but yeah. So for the middle board, which is where the turntable is and which we moved, but I've got to stick the same size because obviously I'm going to put the river back. This is X 75mm by 25mm PSE timber. So the face across here, the finished size is 70mm across the face and 21mm across that face. And for the extension to main board number 2, which is board after the station, I'll be using this timber here, and this is X 50mm by 25mm. So this face across here is 44mm approximately, or 45mm, and that's approximately 21mm across there. And I'm going to replace the legs on that board as well, so I need at one end, that's the plan anyway, and then one of the legs at the other end will be replaced by this, which is X 50mm by 50mm square timber. Okay, plain square edge timber, and the finished size of that is approximately 44 by 44mm across. Okay, so there's been a bit of a change of plan here. I'd cut the wood for the framework for the board what the river's on, but I've had an opportunity to come and visit my brother. So I visited my brother, and we've actually made up the new extension stroke replacement piece of board for the end of this board here. So I've done that instead for now. So I just thought I'd quickly show you that. Obviously this is the board what continues on from the station board. We've basically, as you can see, sawed across there and cut that bit of the layoff off, and then we've made up this piece of board here. So this board is actually makes it, because the whole length of the board longer, so it's actually 10 centimeters longer than it was before, and it also comes out wider here, because if I don't know if you remember, I had a bit of board what I'd made up and attached roughly there to extend up this bit of board. Well, that's now all incorporated into this one, so it's all one piece, and it looks a lot neater and tidier, so you'll have less joins in it, and obviously it should enable more room for the turntable to go on, which if I just get the template out for you, obviously this is the template here for cutting the hole in the board for the turntable. This is for the Pico turntable. This is rough, very rough where it's going to go. It will be very similar to this position, but it'll probably move slightly. And as you can see, the hole there, just for information, is 310mm in diameter. What's the hole you've got to cut? Obviously you've got to add a little bit for the lip of the turntable itself as well. That's roughly going to go there. And then what I'll do is we're going to have a medium point in here, so you can either go straight off to the turntable, or you'll carry on the main line, which will then come around here past the turntable and then join up to the track on this middle board, which will be to the same track plan as it was before. And then if we quickly go back over here, obviously that's the dairy siding there, which is staying, and obviously this is the head shunt to the good siding, that's staying. And you see it used to go right around there on the old board. It probably won't now. I've probably cut it short to about there ish roughly, so that we can then I can continue this road around onto this board here, so it makes the road flow around a bit more better as well. And what I'm going to do now is assemble the middle board, and I'll get back to you when I've done that. So moving on again, I've just constructed the replacement board which is the middle board what the river was on. Obviously it's exactly the same size as the other one when it replaced. It's just that the river will be in a slightly different place on this board, and the turntable obviously won't be on there either. So I just thought I'd quickly show you. The top, I'll move along, isn't screwed on completely. It's just got the screws in the corners, obviously that corner and over in this corner, just to hold the ply down, because it's going to have to come off anyway once I've got the track on there and marked up where the river's going, and that, so I can cut the piece out for the river. That's going to be constructed, the river itself is going to be constructed slightly differently to the old one, but I'll get back to that obviously in another video when I actually get to do that. If I can just bear with me, lift it up so you can see the woodwork. I'll say I'm no carpenter, no professional carpenter at all. I've tried to make it neat as I can, but I can't sink in all the screws in. And the only difference this one is obviously this bit of wood here is in the middle, like wasn't the other one, but it's a thicker one instead of being a 2x1. 25 by 50. It's actually in the metric plain square timber, the same size as this, so it works out as 75 deep that way, and about 21 millimeters across that way. That's just to give it the board a bit more support in the middle as well, and it's to help with the river as well, because I'll probably have another bit of wood like that over here somewhere, and then use some insulation foam or another means to construct the river, but say I'll get that to another board. But I just thought I'd show you this, and obviously as you can see up there and down there, and again there and there, I've pre-drilled the holes for the bolts for the legs to go through, so that's all done. Saves me doing that. So all I've got to do now is paint the board up. So obviously it'll be white on the bottom here, that's a satin white, and then on the top, like I did on obviously the top, this will be painted in the grey primer. I have to do 2 coats of each, and obviously that dry in between, that's just to give the board a protection, and obviously so there's not the plain bare board underneath where the track is. Well, I do hope you enjoyed the video, and it's given you some insight into my reasons why I've altered it, the layout, and why I've done it, and how I've gone about constructing the boards. As I said in the intro, it's I'm no carpenter or anything like that, so it's by no means perfect, but it's to give you an idea of how I did it, and hopefully you would have picked up some useful tips maybe for your own layouts, or on how to go about things, or give you ideas how to go about things anyway. Hopefully the next video won't be too long, although I don't know, because obviously it's going to be involving track laying and some wiring, so it might take a bit longer to do, but hopefully I'll see you soon anyway for that one. Bye for now.